Hello everyone.
So as you can see, this is the text to speech app. Whatever we enter over here, it will speak it. You can enter any text you want.
This is a sample text. I can talk to you.
Now we will be creating a text to speech app. A text to speech app is an app where you will input some text and it will speak that text. So now we'll open the platform like this. And now, like I showed you in the previous video how to open the platform and get started with it. So now click on start new project on top and you can name the project. So this project's name will be text to speech. Now first I'll give you a demo of what the app will do. So the app will be, there will be a text box where the user will enter his text. Then there will be a button. When the user clicks the button, then he will hear a voice which will speak the text, that particular text which he has entered in the box. And this is all for this app. This is a very basic app. So now let us think of what we need. So first thing, we need a text box. So the text box you can find in the user interface drawer over here. Now you can see beside every component there is a small question mark icon. So if you click on that question mark icon, you will get the basic idea of what it does. So text box is a box which is used to enter text by the user. So just drag and drop it on the screen like this. And then you also need a button. When the user clicks the button, then the machine will speak whatever text the user has inputted. So now drag and drop this button over here. And then we also need a component called text to speech. This component will actually help in speaking. This is the thing which will play the sound. So just drag and drop it over here. Now you will see that on the mobile screen you can't see the text to speech component. That is because text to speech is an invisible component, which there are two types of components: visible components and invisible components. Visible components generally can be seen on the screen almost every time, and invisible components are the ones that work behind the back. You can't see them, but they are still working behind the back. In short, visible components are called front end and non-visible components are called back end. So now we need to change this text for button 1 into speak. So how do we do that? So for that you need to click on the button 1 in the components section or in the viewer, and then scroll down. Here you will see a text thing. So click on it, and using here you will be able to change the text. So you can change the text to speak. Now the text has successfully changed to speak, but now the thing is looking very weird. Why? Because everything is lined on the top left, nor is it looking beautiful. So to beautify a little, we will use a properties window. So first click on screen 1 in the components. You will see its properties with all its properties like horizontal align, vertical align, background color, images, etc. So click on background color, and over here you can see a list of many colors. If you don't like any of these colors, you can also create your custom color over here. But for now, let us choose any one of these. We can choose green, or you can choose any other color you want. Like now I have chosen cyan. And now let us make this center align, then it will look good. So over here, align horizontal, you make it center, and align vertical also, you make it center. So after this is done, you will see there is a text box like this, and there's a button over here, and the background is looking colorful. So now over here, another thing you will be able to see that the text box is very small. The user, if he inputs anything, he'll be able to input any length of the thing he wants. That's not an issue, but the user will not be able to see the entire length. which means only a certain part of it will be visible. So let us now increase the height and width of the text box, increase the dimensions of the text box. So over here another thing you can see, there is something called hint. Remove this hint. Hint is basically a thing which comes pre-written and it gives an idea to what to enter. If you want to write the hint, then you can enter your text here. This hint is not visible actually right now. It will only be visible when you open it in your mobile phone. Now over here, please don't make it read only. Let me explain you the properties one by one. Multi-line means the text the user has entered will be able to be of more than one lines. Means by default, if you don't select multi-line, then the user will be only able to enter one line of text. But if you check this box for multi-line, then the user will be able to any length of text he wants. Now numbers only means that the user will only be able to input numbers. He won't be able to input any alphabets. So but now here we don't want numbers only, so we'll leave it unchecked. And read only means that the user will not be able to change anything in this. He will only be able to read the component of the text box. But we don't want to make it read only also. Then this text component over here means what text will be there in the text box by default before the user does anything. We want the text box to be blank by default, so we'll keep it blank. Now don't get confused between hint and text. Hint actually is not written on the, it is written but not as a text. It is written as an image type of thing. If you click on the text box, then automatically the hint will vanish. Then there is another thing called text alignment. Text alignment means the alignment of the text. There are three alignments: left, right and center. And text color refers to the color of the text. Now as I was saying, you need to increase the size of the text box. So this can be done by the height and width things over here. So height, you can see there is something called as automatic, there is something called as fill parent, and there is something called as pixels and percentage. Automatic means only a certain amount of space by default will be occupied by it. By default, every text box and every button is automatic in its height and width. Fill parent means the entire area is on width. Entire area it has got in width, it will fill that. Pixels means if you enter a certain number of pixels, like 500 pixels, it will only fill that much length. And then percent means if you enter a certain percentage, like you want it to be visible only on 20% width, so you can enter 20. Same you can do with the height, it is the exact same thing. So now let me choose width as fill parent and height as 50%. This way it will look good. So now you can see the text box resizes itself accordingly. Here you can change the background color of the text box if you want. Here you can format the button by, first you need to click on the button actually. So if you click on font bold over here, then this button's font will become bold. If you click on italics, then this button's font will become in italics. Now suppose you want to increase the size of the font. Suppose it is looking very small. So here you can see font size is equal to 14. Change it to 18 or 20 or whatever you want. I have changed it to 25. Now it is looking bigger. You can also remove the italics if you want. And now background color, you can design that according to your preferences. I am designing according to my preferences. Using this text color option, you can change the color of the text, which means you can make the text change color. And now this is it for the designing section. Now let us go to the coding part. To go to the coding part, you need to click on this blocks menu over here. This is currently blank because no code has been done in it right now. So now we need to think, what code do we need to give? Code is very simple. When the user clicks a button, then text to speech needs to say something. What is that something? Which is written in the text box. So let us click on button 1 first. So here you will see a lot of blocks associated with button 1. The first block is when button 1 click. Just drag and drop it anywhere in this workspace. This entire white workspace, just drag and drop it anywhere. There are other blocks also associated with it. For example, if you wanted to change certain design, you can also do that using these blocks. We will all see that one by one in other apps. So now we want the text to speech component to say something. Here you can see there's a purple block called call text to speech and speak. Just insert it over here. Now let me tell you about something about the naming, about the colors of the blocks. An event block is always this dark yellow occurring color. Event block means when a button is clicked or when a particular event happens. These blocks are always occur in color dark yellow. Then method blocks. Method blocks means which execute a certain command outside command. These are basically the main blocks of code. These are purple in color. And then there's another type of block called this, which is green in color. This block is actually used for properties and all, which means if you want to change a certain design of the suppose you are making an app where the user clicks a button and the button changes its color, so then you need to use such green blocks. So now this part is done till over here, but you will see this socket is empty and there is a warning over here. Why is there a warning? Because this socket is empty, because it doesn't know what to speak. So what will it speak? Click on text box 1. It needs to speak the text which is written in text box 1. So scroll down. Here you will see an option text box 1.text. Just drag and drop it and fit it over here. Now this app coding is done. Your app is ready now. But it will not work over here. It will, like if you try to type something over here, it is not going to work. You need to install it on your mobile, then only it will work. So now this installation and testing process we will talk about in the next video. Thank you.